Phoenix, Arizona, a city bathed in sunshine known for its stunning desert landscapes and vibrant culture. It's a city on the rise, a magnet for new residents and businesses, but beneath this shiny surface a crisis festers, a crisis hidden in plain sight: homelessness. It casts a long shadow over the Valley of the Sun. Phoenix is grappling with a surge in homelessness, a problem that has reached crisis levels. The faces of this crisis are not just numbers on a report, they are real people. People with stories. People who once had homes, jobs, and families. This is their story. This is a story about the human cost of a complex issue. It's a story about the urgent need for solutions. Solutions that offer hope and a chance for a better life. This is a call to action, a plea for empathy and understanding. The desert sun may be harsh, but the human spirit is resilient. We need to shine a light on this crisis and work together to find a way out of the shadows. Phoenix is a city of contradictions, a place where prosperity and poverty coexist in stark contrast. Its economy is booming, attracting new residents and businesses at a rapid pace. The city is a magnet for innovation and growth. Skyscrapers rise, construction cranes dot the skyline, and opportunity seems to bloom like the desert flowers after a rare rain. The skyline is a testament to the city's rapid development. Yet, amidst this prosperity, the number of people experiencing homelessness continues to climb. The glittering facade hides a growing crisis. In 2024, over 770,000 people experienced homelessness across the United States. This figure is a sobering reminder of the widespread nature of the issue. That's a staggering 32% increase from just 2 years prior. The numbers are not just statistics, they represent real lives affected by this crisis. Phoenix, unfortunately, reflects this national trend. The city's streets and parks are increasingly becoming home to those who have nowhere else to go. While the 2024 Maricopa County homeless count showed a slight decrease, the numbers are deceptive. The reality on the ground tells a different story. Sheltered homelessness is up, meaning more people are crammed into already overcrowded shelters. These shelters are struggling to keep up with the demand. The streets have become a refuge for those left behind by the city's economic success. The contrast between wealth and poverty is stark and unsettling. Families sleep in cars, veterans seek shelter in parks, and the elderly struggle to survive on the streets. The human stories behind these statistics are heart-wrenching. The human cost of this crisis is immeasurable. Each person experiencing homelessness has a unique story of hardship and resilience. The reasons for this stark contrast are complex and interconnected. Economic factors, social issues, and policy decisions all play a role. A lack of affordable housing, coupled with stagnant wages and rising living costs, has pushed many to the brink. The housing market is increasingly out of reach for many. Add to that a lack of accessible mental health care and addiction treatment, and it's a recipe for disaster. The support systems in place are often inadequate to meet the needs of those struggling. Numbers tell a story, but they lack the human touch. They can give us an overview, but they don't capture the essence of individual experiences. To truly understand the homelessness crisis in Phoenix, we must listen to the voices of those living it. Their words paint a vivid picture that statistics alone cannot. Their stories are raw, heartbreaking, and a stark reminder of the human cost of this crisis. Each tear and every comforting gesture tells a tale of resilience and struggle. Meet Corey Mays. Corey has been homeless for 3 years. His journey is one of many that highlight the systemic issues contributing to homelessness. He moved to Phoenix from Chicago, hoping for a fresh start. The promise of new opportunities drew him here, but reality had other plans. Instead, he found himself priced out of the housing market and forced to sleep on the streets. The high cost of living left him with no other options. Corey now spends his days handing out blankets to other homeless individuals, a small act of kindness in the face of hardship. His generosity is a beacon of hope in a challenging world. Then there's Gerald Fuentes Jr. Gerald ended up on the streets after a stint in jail. His story is a testament to the difficulties faced by those with a criminal record. He struggled to find work with a criminal record and eventually lost everything. The barriers to employment for ex-offenders are immense and often insurmountable. He's just one of the many faces of a system that often fails to provide a safety net for those re-entering society. The lack of support can lead to a cycle of homelessness and despair. One story that particularly resonates is that of a construction worker who suffered a foot injury on the job. His life changed in an instant. Unable to work, he quickly fell behind on his bills and was evicted from his apartment. The loss of income was devastating. This man's story highlights how quickly someone can go from having a stable life to facing homelessness. It underscores the fragility of our circumstances. These are just a few examples of the countless individuals who call the streets of Phoenix home. Each person has a unique story that deserves to be heard. They are mothers, fathers, sons and daughters, families who have fallen on hard times and are struggling to survive. They are veterans, students, and former professionals, people from all walks of life who have found themselves in dire situations. They are people who deserve our compassion and support. By understanding their stories, we can begin to address the root causes of homelessness and work towards meaningful solutions. The causes of homelessness are complex and multifaceted, a tangled web of societal and personal challenges. However, some key factors contribute to the growing crisis in Phoenix. At the forefront is the lack of affordable housing. The city's booming economy has driven up housing costs, making it nearly impossible for low-income individuals and families to find a place to live. Wages haven't kept pace with the rising cost of living, leaving many struggling to make ends meet. Compounding this issue is a shortage of shelter beds. Existing shelters are often at capacity, leaving many with nowhere to turn. This lack of shelter options forces people to sleep on the streets, exposing them to the elements and increasing their vulnerability. Mental health and addiction issues also play a significant role in homelessness. Many individuals experiencing homelessness struggle with untreated mental health conditions or substance abuse disorders. These challenges often make it difficult to maintain employment and stable housing. Furthermore, a lack of accessible and affordable healthcare exacerbates these problems. Without proper treatment and support, it becomes increasingly difficult for individuals to break free from the cycle of homelessness. Section 5. A tent in the desert, structured campgrounds and the fight for recognition. As the homeless population in Phoenix continues to grow, city officials are searching for innovative solutions. The rising numbers have put immense pressure on the city's resources, making it imperative to find effective and humane ways to address the crisis. One controversial approach gaining traction is the use of structured campgrounds. These organized tent cities are designed to offer a more controlled environment compared to the chaotic and often dangerous conditions on the streets. These designated areas provide a temporary place for people to sleep in tents while offering access to basic amenities like restrooms, showers, and social services. The goal is to create a more stable and supportive environment for those in need. Proponents argue that structured campgrounds provide a safer alternative to sleeping on the streets. They believe that these campgrounds can reduce the risks associated with homelessness, such as violence and health issues. They offer a sense of community and access to resources that can help individuals transition out of homelessness. Activities and services provided within these campgrounds aim to foster a sense of belonging and hope. However, critics argue that these campgrounds are merely a band-aid solution that does nothing to address the root causes of the problem. They contend that more permanent solutions, such as affordable housing and comprehensive social services, are needed. One of the main points of contention surrounding structured campgrounds is their classification. The debate centers on whether these campgrounds should be considered a form of temporary housing or merely a stopgap measure. City officials want the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, to recognize residents of these campgrounds as sheltered. This recognition is crucial for securing additional resources and support. This designation would make cities eligible for increased federal funding to address homelessness. The additional funds could be used to improve the campgrounds and expand services offered to residents. However, HUD currently doesn't recognize this type of housing as sheltered, creating a bureaucratic hurdle for cities trying to implement this approach. This lack of recognition complicates efforts to secure the necessary funding and support. The debate over structured campgrounds highlights the desperate need for innovative and compassionate solutions to address homelessness. It underscores the complexity of the issue and the need for multifaceted approaches. While these campgrounds are not a perfect solution, they offer a temporary reprieve for those living on the streets while the city grapples with the larger systemic issues. The hope is that these campgrounds can serve as a stepping stone to more permanent housing solutions. In Phoenix, the Safe Outdoor Space initiative has been a beacon of hope for many experiencing homelessness. By providing a secure and supportive environment, it offers a sense of stability and community. This initiative has not only helped individuals regain their footing but also fostered a collective sense of belonging. It's a small step, but an important one. in addressing the larger crisis. San Diego has taken a multifaceted approach to tackle homelessness. By combining housing solutions, mental health services, and job training programs, the city aims to address the root causes of homelessness. This comprehensive strategy recognizes that there is no one-size-fits-all solution. It's about creating a network of support that adapts to the diverse needs of the homeless population. Finding solutions in a divided landscape is no easy task. Communities often have differing opinions on how to handle homelessness, leading to fragmented efforts. However, collaboration and open dialogue are crucial. By bringing together various stakeholders, government, nonprofits, and the private sector, we can create more effective and unified strategies to combat this crisis. Despite the challenges, there is hope and help available for a brighter future. Countless organizations and individuals are dedicated to making a difference. Whether through advocacy, direct support, or innovative programs, their efforts are paving the way for lasting change. Together, we can build a future where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.